Parts 1 through 3 showed our first big RV trip from Pittsburgh to Seattle and back.
And if you watched it, you'll know that we returned home with a few broken parts.
And getting them fixed was an epic battle in itself. So after getting back home, we obviously had some things to fix. We called up our dealer, which was on Camping World, and scheduled an appointment, and found we really couldn't get in until 8 weeks later. So that wasn't too much of a problem because we really weren't going out again until January. We did need to get it in December to do some other upgrades and get it inspected, but there was plenty of time, we thought.
Then we brought it in. When we finally got to bring it in, the guy there told me that, this isn't like getting a car fixed. When we order the parts, it could take up to 2 weeks for the parts to get there before they even start putting it in. And so we went home.
So we waited about 3 weeks and hadn't heard from them, but we figured we should check in. So we called them. And I couldn't get through to the service department. They said they'd have the service department call me back. That seemed okay, except for they didn't call me back.
No, they didn't. They don't call you back.
Ever.
Ever. So then I basically after numerous attempts, I left a message and said, call me back or just follow my post about your service on Facebook, on Angie's List, etc., etc. And guess what? They called us back.
After we took turns calling them. So maybe it was about 4 phone calls in maybe 10 days it took to get them to call us back.
At which point they told me that they were working on it, but that they needed to order the part and that the part would take 2 weeks to come in. The part that they told us that they were going to order when we first brought it in.
Yeah. So we really started complaining. This means then we originally called them in August, told them what we needed. It took 8 weeks to get in, and now another 4 or 5 weeks had passed. So I guess they finally agreed to order it with some kind of priority and get it express mailed back to them.
Did that happen?
Yeah, that happened because at about the end of week 7, we finally got a call, and he said that was in, maybe this was a Friday morning, and we could come get it over the weekend or by Monday. That all sounded good. So this is end of November. And then later that day, we got another call. And the call was, well, they had finally looked at the slide topper and found that the canvas was sticking to itself. Presumably that's what caused the break. Anyway,
according to them.
Yeah. So that meant they had it 7 weeks before they actually looked at the whole thing to find out what caused the break. We had run out of time. We called the dealer to tell them we were going to come and pick up the RV on Thursday, and they said we'd have to talk to the service department and they'd call us back. Of course, they didn't call us back, so we called again and again. We called 9 times that day just to tell them that we had to come and pick up the RV on Thursday. When they finally called us back, they were happy to hear that we were going to come and pick up the RV and they didn't have to fix the topper. And then they said, by the way, they just looked at it a bit more and discovered that the right retraction spring was broken. They could fix it, but not till spring because now they were busy. We had bought the RV from an independent dealer called Cooper's. It had become Camping World by the time we actually picked up the RV. So we drove out the 45-minute drive to pick up our RV. We'd fix the topper ourselves. So here we are. a little bit more than 2 months after we dropped off our RV, which was 2 months after I made an appointment.
And so we're hoping that this isn't going to be too much more of an RV adventure.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, we're recording our RV adventures, but we're here to pick up our RV.
All right, congratulations. What's your
Well,
last name?
well, it was in for being repaired, and they
repaired,
never
okay.
really finished it, but they
You know
should
what,
know we're
walk back
coming.
with
We
me
gave
and I'll
up.
show you where to see it.
I probably talked to you because I'm the guy that called 9 times on Tuesday to get them to call me back.
He's gonna be leaving here. If you're just gonna show up with them, whatever you want. Okay. Yeah, just let me know when you're.
Hello, this is our service advisory team. They're here to pick up
Ah.
the
You're the guy. I'm Greg Franklin.
Oh,
You've
Mr.
got-
Franklin.
yeah.
Okay. If you don't mind, give me 2 minutes here because I got to back his fusion in.
2 minutes
He's
is okay.
blocking
I
where
understand
you're at
that.
right now,
I'm okay with
so
that.
We'll get you set up there.
We record our RV stuff, and we thought we'd do this trip of picking this stuff up.
Okay.
But-
Okay. All right. Okay. Give me 1 moment here.
So Dean is the guy that I needed to talk to that wouldn't call me back all day on Tuesday after 9 phone calls.
9?
9. They're documented. We had a very brief wait before Dean came and got us. We walked out to our RV for the walkthrough to show us the repairs. I'd had a problem with drainage in my outside sink, and that turned out to be completely my fault. We did have a problem opening up the access door because it was now winter, but Dean showed us a neat trick of heating up a key with a lighter and using that to unfreeze the lock. That actually worked pretty well, and he showed us I simply was not flipping the right switch to activate the maciator. When I went online, it turned out a lot of other Thor owners have the same problem, so this is where the switch is. So the problem with the outside sink drainage was definitely resolved. At some point, I had lost one of the nuts that holds on the decorative wheel cover, and they said they'd replace it for me. Here there was a mystery, because Dale told us when he had gone to look at our RV before he drove out there, the nut was on there, and now it was gone. Eventually he concluded he must have inspected the wrong RV. While Dale went to see what was going on with the lug nut, we went inside our RV for a little bit more inspection. Okay, so they didn't replace the lug nut. They didn't fix the slide topper. They were supposed to fix this door back here. Oh, here's by the way, our boom. That's a slide topper.
And where's the thing that attaches to the wall?
There. So I guess they are giving us this, although after he finished giving me instructions on how to put it on myself, he then remembered that they had just found the spring was broken, so you can't put it on or it will just unroll as we travel down the highway. Let's see if they fix the door. This is the door. Ah, they maybe did something. Oh, but of course I can't really close it all the way because
Well, I'm going to move it so you can.
we want to make sure the latch works.
It actually is not broken more.
Yeah. While we were there, they quickly replaced the lug nut, so we'll count that as done. And the sliding door was repaired. They also fixed a loose bracket on a window shade mount. That was good. But the slide topper is still not repaired, even though Thor did at least provide new brackets. We're going to have to do that ourselves. So we successfully retrieved our RV from Camping World. We weren't very happy that after 4 months, the Pittsburgh Camping World hadn't yet fixed our slide topper. But remember, we had good luck with the Camping World in Rapid City, so I guess you win some and you lose some.
And also remember, Marco Polo did not let the Mongols stop his journeys.
So we had our RV back and we were ready to head south for our winter trip to Florida. We could fix the slide topper ourselves come this spring.